let me ask you something. Are your weekly meetings a productive powerhouse, or are they just, well, a chaotic waste of time? Today, we're going to transform those rambling check-ins into a powerful operational rhythm that actually drives execution. All right, let's get into it. We're starting right here because this quote forces us to confront a really hard truth. If this sounds even a little bit familiar, that's a huge red flag. It's a sign that your firm's operational core might be hollow, and it doesn't matter how much revenue you're bringing in. And that leads us straight to the core problem, a paradox I like to call the golden cage. This is that place where high performance actually traps the leader, making you a prisoner of your own success. It's where every single bit of growth just means more work for you, not more freedom. So on one side, you've got this massive GCI, gross commission income. That's the gold, right? But on the other, you've got a team that can't stay aligned without your constant manual direction. And that, my friends, is the cage. These unstructured status update meetings, they're the very things that forge the bars of that cage, creating a direct link between more success and more dependency on you. So let's just call it what it is. When the platform cannot function without you constantly being there, you're no longer just the leader. You have become the system's biggest risk. You are the single point of failure. And the cost of this dependency, it's not just about your personal time. It imposes a massive systemic tax on the entire business. Let's really dig into the damage that's being done here.
We call this the fragility tax. Think of it as this huge, often invisible price a business pays for being totally dependent on its leader for direction, for alignment, and for all the problem solving. It's literally the cost of being fragile. And the consequences of this tax are severe. It shows up as those constant drive-by interruptions that just kill any chance of deep work. It absolutely fuels leader burnout. And here's the kicker. It artificially tanks the value of your firm. Why? Because a business that depends on one person isn't a sellable asset. It's just a high-paying job.
So how do we stop paying this tax? The solution is to replace all that chaotic, personality-driven communication with a rigorous, systemic pulse. The Level 10 meeting rhythm. This means you have to shift from what we call leader manual labor, micromanaging and listening to stories, to true systemic execution. You replace the rambling with a high-intensity, solution-focused accountability meeting that runs the exact same way every single time, whether you're in the room or not.
The L10 is a strict, non-negotiable 90-minute weekly meeting. And let me be clear, that time limit isn't a bug, it's a feature. It forces focus and ruthlessly weeds out all the wasted time.
And this right here is the engine. The agenda is locked. We kick off with 5 minutes for good news, just to set a positive tone. Then, bam, 5 minutes for scorecard review. We're looking at hard data. Another 5 for rock review, checking progress on our big quarterly goals. Then comes the main event, 60+ minutes for something called IDS, which we'll break down in a second. And we finish with a tight 5-minute wrap-up. This structure is what creates predictable execution.
Now, pay close attention to this, because this is maybe the most important part. Over 2/3 of the meeting, 60+ minutes, is dedicated exclusively to solving the firm's most critical issues, not just hearing reports about them.
This is the key, the IDS framework, which stands for Identify, Discuss, Solve. It literally trains your team to stop using meetings as a place to dump problems on your plate. Instead, they learn to take ownership and start clearing their own roadblocks. They become a team of problem solvers.
Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, but execution is what really matters. So let's break down exactly how to make this happen right now with a simple 3-step implementation we call the cadence lock.
First up, the calendar lock. Schedule that 90-minute meeting, same time, same day, every single week, and make attendance absolutely non-negotiable for the whole team. Second, the strict agenda. You follow the one we just laid out, to the minute. No exceptions, no detours. And third, you have to relentlessly master the IDS execution. This means you are actively coaching your team to solve, not just report.
So, by implementing this one single artifact, the L10 agenda, you directly remove what's called the meeting bloat constraint. You stop wasting your most expensive resource, which is your team's time, and you ensure every single minute is spent clearing roadblocks and driving the firm forward.
All right, let's be direct. Predictable execution requires a predictable cadence. It's time to look objectively at your own operation and answer some hard questions. First, the absence test. If you were completely unreachable for the next 30 days, no phone, no email, would your team autonomously solve complex problems and uphold your standards? Or would everything just grind to a halt?
Next, the autonomy check. Have you actually empowered your team with a framework to clear their own roadblocks? Or are your meetings still just a forum for them to delegate their problems upward, to you? Be honest. And finally, asset validation. Do you have a true institutional asset with a rigorous, data-driven pulse? Or is your high revenue just subsidizing chaos? A group of talented people all working hard, but in completely different directions. Look, the path forward is clear. This isn't about working harder. It's about installing a better operating system. Set the agenda, solve the issues, build the platform.